Greetings. Welcome back to another cup of conversation with me, Nidra Simmons. Sorry for the noise in the background. I have a very squeaky chair, but it's all good. It's holding me up. I want to come on and I wanted to talk about the fruits of the Spirit, but I also want to go right down memory lane. I was feeling really youthful this morning, and I know that there's some young kids that watch me that I've, I guess, taught before, and there at some point had some type of part in their life. And I just want to come on and encourage the young folks today. First of all, when you get behind the camera, slow down so you can speak clearly. But I also want to come on and encourage you all today because, you know, you guys are in this world where there's a lot of chaos and it's a lot of things uncovered and a lot of things that were normally secret are out in the open. So I just want to come on to just encourage you all to stay strong, stay focused, stay loving yourself. I always tell my kids, I mean, when you get of age, you're going to choose whatever way or direction you want to go. But as a guidance, I love God. I believe that there's God. I believe that God lives in us and God is around us. So I would encourage you to take time to develop a relationship with God. All you have to do is read the word. Be careful what you read. Do research on whatever you read and take it to God for confirmation, for him to give you confirmation, or mother, father. Make sure that everything that you read, if you don't have an adult to explain things to you, then take it to God. But still ask an adult, to a trustworthy adult that you feel, that you respect. And ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. There are no wrong questions or dumb questions. It's just consequences of doing, and that's crazy because you could have found a way to get out of that if you would have asked questions. But I also want, like I said, I want to talk about the fruits of the Spirit. And I want to try to encourage through my childhood. I had a very interesting childhood. I grew up in the projects. Some may not consider it the projects, but I do. We had a 1-bedroom apartment that they renovated, and it ended up being a 3-bedroom apartment. And but what I can remember for myself as a child, I was a happy child. I love to laugh. I still love to laugh. I love to talk. Conversation was good. And I did a lot of things through experience. Like I started doing hair by, Barbie dolls. And I didn't have like doll houses, so I would use books and make houses out of the books. I didn't have a bad childhood. It wasn't your traditional, as the world puts it, but it was an interesting childhood. I have 2 brothers, but I'm not doing a biography on me. I'm just giving some information. And when I was younger, I wanted to sing. I could remember being in front of the TV and I would be singing. And I also wanted to be a weather girl. I would be there and I'd watch the TV, and whatever the weatherman was doing, I would sit there and point to the TV and say all of this stuff. And I was an anchor girl. I was an anchor girl. In my mind, I was a singer. I wanted to do a whole lot of things. And I can remember when my brother's friends used to come to the house, I'd be in my room just hollering and screaming, singing. I consider it to be singing. They could have been saying, why is she in there screaming, making all that noise? But I love to sing. I love music. Music always soothed me. The music nowadays, I got to get used to. But I love my 90s, 80s, and 70s music. There's some good stuff today, but I mean, even 2000s. But you know, the energy in the music back then is a lot different than the energy that comes out in the music today. So I guess I'm saying all that to say, for you young people out there, if you have dreams, aspirations, or things that you want to do, don't stop. Go for what it is that you want to do. I also, what I wanted to do when I was little, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be on Solid Gold. I wanted to be on Soul Train. I wanted to be singing on stage. I wanted to make plays, because I remember in school we used to have we had a teacher who let us do commercials. We'd have to find a product and we'd have to do a commercial on that product. And I had fun doing that too. Anything creative with the arts was what I liked doing. And I found out that it's stuck with me throughout my years now. I kind of blocked it back then because, you know, real life started hitting, life started lifening, and I had to grow up real quick, real fast, because I had other responsibilities. But I can remember saying to myself, am I ever going to get old? When can I get older? I felt like I was a child for a long time, but not a child, if that makes sense. I was in a childlike body. No, let me phrase that, because I never had a childlike body. I had a body like a grown woman at a very young age. But I was still considered to be a child. And I was always saying to myself, is there going to be a point in my life where I can be an adult? Be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. So, I had a childhood, but it kind of went fast forward. It seemed like it was long, but then it went fast forward. I don't know how to get that to understand. It's got to be something that you're in. Usually if you're in the middle of something, you can't really see the outside of it until you find some type of resolution or peace to pass whatever it is that you're going through. So as another form of encouragement for the young folks, this too shall pass. If you're in a phase or stage in your life to where you're uncertain and you have questions, ask the questions. You can save yourself a whole lot of trouble by asking them questions instead of trying to be big-headed and going in there by yourself. And another thing, don't rush to get old. Don't rush to get old. I saw I guess a meme or something on the internet, and this guy was going crazy because he was getting bills, and he was like, when does it stop? It just don't stop. It don't stop. Bills don't stop. They keep coming. And you're going to have to pay them bills if you want to have the things that you want. But let me go back to the fruits of the spirit. I went on to ChatGPT. I was trying it out, and I got some information from them. These are affirmations you can also make up on your own or use from this to make up on your own, but I didn't make up these affirmations. These affirmations came from ChatGPT, but it goes along with the fruits of the spirit. So for those of you who may not know how to practice the fruit of the spirit in your life, then this is what you can try doing. Write them down on a card, all the fruits of the spirits, and then some affirmations, and just say them daily. The first fruit of the spirit is love. I give and receive love freely and unconditionally. God's love flows through me to others. I choose love in every situation. That's me. I love love. When I first came on and started doing these videos, they were letters to me, letters to my younger self. And then as I started going on into it and seeing the videos as I watched them, I'm like, well, wow, I'm getting something by watching me. So I'm like, well, maybe this can help other people. So I also planned it in my mind too to help others, because that's what I feel that's what I am here to do, is to help others. Besides, I've been teaching or been considered a teacher for a very young age. My mom can probably tell you that I was probably trying to teach her in the house, and my brothers, especially my older one, can probably tell you that I thought that I was somebody else. I was his mama. But this is something that I had within me. And younger people, you may have these drives and these urges to want to take over and do things for others. Those are gifts. Those are traits. Don't let it go by the wayside. Don't let it be discouraged by people because they think that you're doing too much. Try to appreciate who you are and the gifts and the abilities that you have, and then try to tone it to a volume or an energy level to where you can flow with it. That's probably easier said than done. Not possible, but it's not impossible, but possible. So another fruit of the Spirit is joy. I get joy when I think about what He's done for me. I get joy. But anyway, I'm feeling really youthful today. But anyway, joy. That's another fruit of the Spirit. My heart is filled with joy that comes from within. I receive in the blessings of today. Joy is my natural state of being. That is another fruit of the Spirit. And just be happy. Appreciate life and find the happiness in things that you do. Do things that you like to do. Do things that make you happy. I didn't go and elaborate on love, but love speaks for itself. Just don't hate. Love. Be nice to people. Want to help people. Don't be taken advantage of. There's a thin line between those that allow you to help them and those who try to take advantage because they think that you don't know no better. Along with love, too, is don't judge a book by its cover. People may look one way on the outside, but they might be much deeper in the inside. But anyway, keep that PG. Another fruit of the Spirit is peace. And the affirmation for that is, I'm calm, centered, and filled with God's peace. Peace surrounds me and flows through me. I release worry and embrace serenity. You need to keep your peace, hold your peace. Every sentence does not need your reaction. Every time a parent talks to a child does not mean you have to say something at each thing that they say. If they tell you to do something, close your mouth, listen. And if it's not going to hurt you or harm you in any way and it's here to help and teach you, do what they tell you to do without the rebuttal. Sometimes it pays to listen. It can save your life. So, keep your peace. Parents, do not provoke your children. Children, do not provoke your parents. People, do not provoke others. Hold your peace. Pick your battles. You don't have to react to everything. And when I come on and I share with you guys, this is a cup of conversation. Never do I claim to be an expert. I claim to be someone who have lived through things and made it out so that I can share it with you so that you can get out or so you can wake up. I was once asleep, now I'm awake. To awaken you, to help you. When you know better, you do better. So, the next fruit of the Spirit is patience. Woo! For all of you praying people, you pray for peace. You better be careful what you ask for and open to whatever you receive, because peace can come with a whole lot of things. Patience. We just talked about peace. Patience. Patience was the next fruit of the Spirit. So we've already talked about love, joy, and peace. Patience. If you pray for patience, you're a brave person because you're going to get something about praying with patience. So we need to be patient too. We're in a fast-paced world. We need to slow down. You can't go to a line of 25 people and get upset because the line is taking so long. You're going to have lines everywhere you go. So just breathe in, breathe out. Some affirmations for peace. I trust God's timing in all things. I wait with a calm and faithful heart. Patience brings me strength and peace. And for all of you that's driving, road rage drivers, I can relate. You can't make that car fly. So you're going to have to learn how to stay in that car, stay in your lane, and slow it down. Practice patience, and sometimes close your mouth. You don't have to sit there in the car. And I'm talking to me when I'm talking to you too. You don't have to sit there in that car and start cursing people out. There's power in your words. Stop sending out them spells. Okay? If you mad, that's not their problem. That's your problem. Get over it. And that's also easier said than done. Another fruit of the Spirit, kindness. Show kindness. It will go a long way. Kindness and gratitude to me relates. So show kindness. And in my head, I want to say gratitude. But the fruit of the Spirit is entitled kindness. Some affirmations for that. Kindness flows through my words and actions. I choose to see the good in others. Wisdom. When I say I choose to see the good in others, use your wisdom. Use your discernment. Okay? We don't want to be taken advantage of, or we don't want nobody to use us. We want to do the godly thing, the right thing. But if somebody is not showing us to choose good over others, you got to defend yourself. You got to use your discernment. Use what your intuition is telling you. And my kindness blesses everyone I meet. Alrighty. It is important to be kind to one another. Be kind to yourself. I always tell people to love yourself, forgive yourself. You're going to do some things and you're going to wonder, why? What was I thinking? Why did I do that? What in the... What? Be kind to yourself, okay? We do not have a plan on how life is going to be with us in the future for each individual. You may have insight, feeling, discernment, intuition, but you're not going to know every single step of your life as you go forward. So, show kindness to yourself and to others. Another fruit of the Spirit is goodness. I'm going to go ahead and read the affirmation for that. It's good to be good. It's blessed to be good. But use that again with discernment. Because we are human. Some of us are spiritual, having a human experience. But we all live in this world. So we need to be good to ourselves and good to one another. I walk in integrity and goodness every day. I choose what is right, noble, and true. My life reflects the goodness of God. Goodness, another fruit of the Spirit. Faithfulness, another fruit of the Spirit. We need to be faithful. Faithful to yourself, faithful to others, and faithful in every which way situation that may come your way. We need to be faithful. If you're in a relationship and you have a wandering eye or wandering body parts, you're not in a faithful relationship. You're in your relationship because you want it to be like Burger King. You want to have it your way. But you need to be faithful with whoever you're with. Faithful and obedience to me goes hand in hand. But the word that's considered fruit of the Spirit is faithful. So be faithful to yourself. And if you're not going to be serious in a relationship with somebody else, don't call it a relationship. Call it a yourship because you want it to be, or better yet, call it a Burger King ship because you want it to have it your way. You want it to go the way that you want it. Relationships are not one way. They're multiple ways with a understanding of how it's going to be. Two people agreeing to go forward in the same direction. But we're talking about faithfulness. Faithfulness is the same thing too. Two people going forward into the same direction. You can't be faithful if you're pulling apart, but you can be faithful if you're doing things together. You'll get more out of it. It's more fruitful. It's more abundant. It's more better. But let's read some of the affirmations. And you don't have to agree with everything I say. I'm just sharing some stuff with you. I'm giving you some things to think about. And I'm even going to tell you to go check it out on the internet or read some books. And they got a lot of affirmation books out there. Get it for yourself. But this is something to help encourage you, young folks and adults. I am faithful to God and my purpose. I trust that God's promise never fails. My faithfulness brings blessings to my life and others. Faithfulness, a fruit of the Spirit. Another fruit of the Spirit is gentleness. We need to be gentle to ourselves as well as others. You need to be gentle to yourself. Like I said before, and one of the other fruits of the Spirit, you're going to do some things in life and wonder, what was I thinking? Did someone put something in my eyes? What? Did someone put something in my drink? What was I thinking? How in the world? That don't look like me. That don't sound like me. Who is that? You need to show gentleness, show grace for yourself. The word is gentleness, but grace popped up when I looked at the word. So be gentle to yourself and be gentle to others. Children, parents, grandparents are not experts. They learn along the way. A lot of people do stuff repetitious, so they may not be the best at what they do, but they're your parents nevertheless, and they're learning. If they did not skip town and chose to stay here and to take care of you, you can show some gentleness to your parents, okay? We learn as we grow. And depending on what number of child you are, you might learn along with the parents and get the tip of the stick as opposed to the rest of it, okay? So the affirmation for gentleness: I speak and act with gentleness and grace. I am strong yet tender in spirit. Gentleness, fullness from my heart to others. Sorry, let me phrase that. Gentleness flows from my heart to others. There's the fruit of the Spirit, gentleness, and some affirmation. Self-control. I drew a picture of a candy because I love sweets. But self-control, we need to practice self-control every day. Every day we need to practice self-control. Do not sleep on self-control. When you wake up self-control with you. Because self-control has to come with you. You have to have self-control in everything that you do. Children, you might wake up on the wrong side of the bed and want to curse your parents out. You better practice self-control. Or the consequences is going to be something you may not be expecting. When you go to school, children, because we're getting ready to go back into school, you may not like what your teachers say. Or you may not like the rules of the classroom. You can't escape school. You have to go through it. So just suck it up, buttercup. Okay? Shootikins, what do you want to call it? Practice self-control. You do not have to say something every time somebody says something. You need to be respectful, but you don't have to be combative. You don't have to retaliate because somebody says something. You are children. These are adults. Not saying all adults know it all or got good sense, but you are children. Children. You are learning. So these skills you need to practice now, because when you get up older and in the real world, that mouth, it ain't going to get you too far. Unless you use it for dirty reasons. But we keeping this PG. You need to practice self-control. You don't have to have something to say every time adults say something to you. Sometimes you need to just, yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I understand. Thank you. And take it to God in prayer. If you got to say, I need to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Look in the mirror. Even youth, talk to God. This is when you develop your relationship with God, when you're young, so that when you get older, it never departs. You already have a routine. You already have a way of decomposing. You already have a way of calming yourself down. God, I need your help right now, God. Help me to stay focused. Help me to stay calm. That old man is dead as long as you reckon it to be. Stomp your feet, but keep your peace. Practice self-control, please, youth. A lot of kids are misunderstood because we're in an age where everything is open. Everything is just say. People speak before they think. They don't think. They just speak. So we need to practice self-control. Practice self-control in the school. Now listen, if somebody is harming you or hurting you, whatever the case might be, I understand we have to retaliate ourselves. But to protect yourself, please tell somebody before you retaliate. You need to cover yourself. Tell somebody. I don't mean tell them I'm going to beat you and then beat that. No, that's not what I'm saying. If you were being hurt, harmed, or bothered in a negative way, or whatever the case might be, even if somebody is coming on too strong, any kind of way, nobody should make you do anything, and nobody should take anything from you. But you need to get somebody involved. Let an adult know. Let somebody know that you trust. And then if you have to retaliate, retaliate. I'm not provoking violence. Not provoking violence. But I do not want to see our youth get hurt because we got grown folks that take advantage of their position. So I'm not provoking violence, by no means. I'm simply saying, youth, young people, you need to tell somebody, another teacher, a principal, tell somebody. Keep your peace, practice self-control. We do not have to fight fire with fire. You fight fire with fire, you're both going to get burned. So let's practice self-control. Here's some affirmations for self-control. I don't know why I went in that direction, but that's where it went. I love all of y'all, adults, youth, all of y'all. Safety is best. Protection for our young people is important. And adults too. But we need to practice the fruits of the Spirit daily. Okay, self-control. I am disciplined and guided by the Spirit. I choose thoughts, words, and actions that honor God. I have the heart to control my mind and spirit. Fruits of the Spirit, self-control. All right, so if by chance I went too fast with any of these affirmations, go on to ChatGPT and type in Fruits of the Spirit affirmations, and it will give you some affirmations. And if you want to be creative because you are creative, come up with your own. So down the list again, the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. All delicious fruits you need to have in your diet every day. So, I hope I said something that was helpful. Sometimes you just got to go back and feel youthful. If you feel the energy to just go back down to memory lane. Go down memory lane. Reflect on your childhood. Reflect on the dreams and the ideas and all of the things that you wanted to be. It's not too late to do the things that you wanted to do. And for those youth out there that had their dreams smashed because they had real lifing for them at very early ages, don't give up on your dreams. Life is going to happen regardless. And I'm sorry for all of the things that some of us had to take on at very young ages. It is to make you stronger. It's to make you aware. It's to help you in the big picture down the line. So don't get mad with God. We have people on this earth that has been received free will. God gives us all free will to make the right decisions. And some people are not taught properly or not put in positions to where they want to help people because they get pulled in by the cares of this world. They fall into fleshly things that alter who they are. I still move on love and say love one another. I never say forget. If you've been through some stuff in your life, I'm not telling you to forget it. I'm telling you to move in love. I'm telling you to love yourself. I'm telling you, do not put the blame on you. It's not your fault. I'm telling you to please practice the fruits of the Spirit. Put it into your diet daily. And let it speak to your inner self. And that love that God has put in all of you beautiful young people, and adults too, do not ignore it. Put the fruits of the Spirit in your diet. Practice it daily. And it will give you character. It will help you along the way on how you can handle certain situations. Move in love. God loves you. I love you. You love you. And I hope I said something that was encouraging. I am so happy for all the young folks that follow me. I hope that I encourage you. And I hope that you can tell me in person how much I encourage you. Because you all encourage me. Every person that I've taught, trained, you all taught me something. Especially these young folks. So until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace.